Wednesday night under rather controversial circumstances. And there they are, the Magpies of Western Suburbs. Their captain Warren Boland, Jim Lease playing in the centres as far as we know. Ken Hay at long. Premiers, St George taken out by their captain Craig Young. Their coach is Harry Bath. And Michael Sorodimi comes onto the flank to replace Mitch Brennan. This is placing the ball for the guest kickoff by Katrina Lee. I hope she's got her scripts in order. I wouldn't bend over like that, Katie. And there's her first attempt. She's missed it. My goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen,
She got her contact lenses in. This time she's got it away, but it hasn't gone the required 10. So Lease, and you'll see plenty of him. He's wearing a very conspicuous headgear, and there it is. Time on, Western Suburbs and St George. And Michael Sorodimi, first man to get a touch of the ball and a touch of the Magpies on his own 22 line. Dowling. Donnelly and Merlot hunting as a pair. Dummy half is Buckley. Now Craig Young. St George in that first round, they virtually played it cool, calm and collected for the first 40 minutes before they tried anything very much. Graham Wynn getting a kick in, and a big one, sending it right down and finding touch. What a great kick by Graham Wynn. St George running with the aid of the breeze in the first half. Quite a breeze too. Played by Buckley. Morris. Johnston, the centre. Tidied up by Gitto. St George now 10 metres out from their own quarter line. Young bullocking ahead. Tackler was Ken Hay. Morris. Trudgett. Ready. Robert Finch away from Boland's tackle. Sorodimi to the halfway line, and across in cover out there is Terry Lamb. Inside the quarter, about 4 metres. Young. Ready. Wynn. Cooper and Donnelly in the tackle. Coming over the top, third man was Merlot, and there was a swinging arm. And Graham Wynn is smiling. Oh, now Donnelly lets one go from the ground. Western Suburbs side. Too many samples before this match because that kick has got length, but no, the direction was off. But he has kicked a goal earlier on. As Rebo, oh, he's left a trail of Saints behind him, and that's a charge down for St George, and Steve Morris turns them around down to the 22 line. Lost, and Jeffries has it for the Magpies. Absolutely, well, nearly praying for somebody to arrive. They came too late. Merlot, a long pass, and that seemed to be knocked on, but referee Danzy said no, backwards, and Donnelly it is, recovering for Western Suburbs. Getting dark here at Lidcombe. That's being brought about by the sun going behind a bank of rather ominous-looking clouds. This man looks ominous for St George. It's Bob Cooper. Coming on the inside is Smith. He'll pass, will he? Oh, Gitto has put it down. Well, Cooper seemed to... The place free kick taken by John Dowling, given up to Sorodimi. And St George back near the 22 line. Western Suburbs end of the field. Morris showing it twice, then to Trudgett, now to Buckley. And Buckley! A few metres inside the quarterway line. Lease the final tackler. Dowling, Young, ready. Here comes Jansen. That's him in 13. And the Magpies are now called upon to defend. And how? Craig Young. Young goes himself. Turns it for Robert Finch. He basketballs it for Brian Johnston. That's a try for mine. I'm looking at the touch judge. He seemed to put a hand up and then took it down again. I think it's a try. It is. Yes, a try to the Dragons. They lead 5-0 in Channel 10's big game. And midway between the 22 and the halfway line, that's Western Suburbs in possession now. St George's into the ground. Donnelly pops it back for Paul Merlot. Merlot finds Alan Neal, and Neal is swapped 5 metres inside the quarterway line. St George briefly at 6s and 7s. Ken Hay. Wayne Smith is coming on the outside, but Hay is well tackled by Reddy and by Trudgett. West now with Lamb away to Tom Arbour. Centre field, 8 metres inside the 22 line. Lamb, the kick. Cooper's going after it. And it's come down off St George, and they forced it. I thought for a moment. St George 5, Western Suburbs 2 in Channel 10's big game as Morris goes away for St George. Still deep inside St George territory, that's Buckley. Hay over the top with Alan Neil. Jansen now. Dowling, Young, Graham Wynn. And they're right on the 22 line now, St George. Another 10-metre gain by the big second rower. Back to Dowling, away through Young. It's gone over the head of Morris. And it's on the ground. And Lease will score. Yes, that's a try. Jim Lease has picked up the gauntlet and plunged it down. Western Suburbs centre three-quarter Lease capitalises in to put the talented St George fullback to ground. The skies above us looking blacker, if anything. Very threatening as Reddy also looks threatening. And he goes down and looks on the inside for a runner. He's picked up Michael Sorodimi, who's tackled about 7 metres out from the quarter line. Young. Trudgett. Oh, that was a bad pass from Craig Young again. It was at the bootlaces of Trudgett. It was reserved for reserves, and Graham Eadie probably hasn't been the Graham Eadie that we've come to know. Oh, that tackle was high. This will be interesting. He's off. Paul Merlot has been sent from the field of play. Here's the Channel 10 head on. And there goes Merlot. And there is just no doubt that that tackle was dangerously high. And I think you'll find that's the second time that Paul Merlot has been given his marching orders in 1980. We know that Wests are a gutsy side, but with Merlot being one of their better players and off, oh, gee. And so the place free kick on the 22 line. Philip Graham playing it back to John Dowling. Trudgett, Wynn, and Buckley. Buckley scores for St George. Oh, it looked so easy, didn't it? St George 10, West 9. Lamb, he's over the halfway and down midway between the 22 and halfway line. Good break by the 5'8". Rebo, Smith looks at Jim Lease to go on the inside. Smith now to play the ball without any gain in ground. Ken Hay taken by Reddy and Buckley. 10 metres out from the 22 line. St George's end of the field. St George leading by a point in Channel 10's big game. It's with Bob Cooper now. And Cooper pops it round the corner. Jimmy Lease, I think he'll make it. Yes, it's a try. It's his second of the match. And I think it's number 9 for the year, is it? Referee Danzy ruling no try. Well, let me see that on the replay. Don't tell me they've blown this. Well, they obviously have. The pass from Cooper to Lease. And it's obviously been in the grounding of the ball. Johnson in for the tackle. Ah, well, he was tackled short and lost it short. But the scrum possession, the glut of possession in the second half, they've won 5 scrums of the only 5 decided. Jeffries across to Tom Arbour. Arbour's about 10 metres out and looking for support. Oh, he's lost it. With the goal line practically there for the taking. It's quite an argument against those that believe Saturday football is a thing of the past. Oh, a very big crowd here. Giteau, Cooper, Cooper back to Terry Lamb. And they're about 10 metres out from their own quarter line now. So St George leading by 1 point as Ken Hay floats it out to John Rebo. Rebo takes it down towards the halfway. He's around his man. He's very fast. He's lost it. It was a good tackle, though, by the same token from Graham Wynn. This is the last tackle for Western Suburbs. Neil. Chip over the top. Well placed, too. Right in between three. Oh, Alan Neil has got possession back. Terry Lamb, he's gone within about 12 metres of the line, but that could have been the most sensational moment in Sydney League for 1980. Oh, St George players getting some bad bounces, and Alan Neil in there figuring in the play still as Tom Arbour takes it about 12 to 15 metres out from the line. Gitto now. Offloads through Arbour. Now with Dallas Donnelly. Donnelly looks around and he finds Ken Hay, who's about 2 metres out from the line. Jeffries is the dummy half. A quick ball for Neil. He scores. That's a Magpie try and they can't deny that one. Black and white power. They're on quite an angle. 14 points to 10 in this match in the last 9 minutes. They're giving a 4-point start. Wests 1 man down and have been since Paul Merlo was sent off. And that sensation. Here's Terry Lamb with another great break for Western Suburbs. That incident of Paul Merlo's came at the 54th minute. Hay to the halfway mark. Donnelly, Cooper, and I think Wests will be fairly content to try and shut this one down through the big men like this fellow, Tom Arbour. Gitto. 9 metres on the St George side of the halfway. Donnelly, Rebo came from the left flank. Knocked down by a St George player, picked up by Lease, but the referee said it. Jeffries, Donnelly, Cooper. Well, they can't get up any slower. Terry Lamb, a shot for drop goal. I think it's good. Yes, Terry Lamb has widened the gap. 15 points to 10 in favour of the men they call the Hungry Magpie. Take it 1 man out. Consuming time. Why wouldn't they? They're a tired lot. There's only been 12 of them for the last 26 minutes anyway. And the scrum packing down about 15 metres away from the St George quarter line. Incidentally, talking about John Dowling not winning many scrums in the second half, though he won that one, he's got the second best average of the hookers in Sydney. But today he's been thoroughly outpointed by the West's front row, 16 to 8. A loose ball, and it'll be a knock on, and a scrum packing down just on St George's side of the halfway, and I make it. We're in the last 5 seconds of this game now. There it is, full time. And what a roar! What a roar from the Magpie supporters of Lidcombe. 15 points to 10 in favour of the home side. It's a very jubilant Magpie team. They took this as a grand final, and those smiles and those clenched fists and the hugging, Masters in amongst it all. Well, the picture tells the story. I wonder, will it be a similar story in mid-September? The man of the match for you in just a moment.